Hey, this is Brian. We've been saving things for the Pickled Punks podcast.
I think I might know how Jim was going to answer this because I feel he believes. He believes in aliens, which I don't really believe in aliens. So, like, if I stepped out of a bunker, which is a situation I can appreciate,
Terran bunker,
and Louisiana bunker, like somebody kidnapping me is a situation I can understand and believe that might be something that happens. And then I step out, and then I'm like, I see aliens. It would be really defeating. Like, she kind of fights and in that situation, but I was curious how y'all would react.
Y'all?
Oh my God.
Was that Southern or is it supper?
Yeah, who says y'all? I think y'all eating dinner? Y'all eating supper?
I think I can pull up a map on that.
Yeah. I would just like immediately be like, fuck aliens, I'm out. Like, I would just be like, game over, you know? Like, I can't even comprehend aliens at this point in my life. I would just be like, and not just aliens attacking me. I'd be like, oh, I ain't got time for this, man. Like,
I think I would be so relieved to be out of his clutches and so full of confidence that I had escaped that I would be like, bring it.
So you would be kind of like the main character, like Michelle. You would be like, yeah, I'm fucking Molotov cocktail in the mouth.
It would definitely be surprising, but
how many F's are in mouth?
There's about 4.
There's a PH, I think, at the end.
I would kind of have sort of a helpless, despairing confidence. Like, I've made it out of this. What the fuck can you do to me now?
Interesting.
You mean that gigantic flying spaceship with robotized arms and a electronic attack dog? What could they possibly do to you?
I think there would be like a massive Charlie Brown sigh over my head. I'd just be like, oh my God, I can't. Good grief, I can't deal with this.
I thought I was finally going to kick that goddamn football. I do believe that there is life in the universe other than our life. I firmly believe that.
Like exterminating life?
I can't say how I would react in that situation because it's kind of a situation that you can't fully prepare yourself for.
It's a very honest analysis.
But being a firm believer in life outside of our planet, I would think that my first reaction to seeing something like that would be more of a affirmation type thing, as in, look, I knew it. Look at that. That's so cool. Granted, if they were dropping robot dogs on my ass, I'd kind of turn the other direction. But just the identification. And I would like to add...
So it's like a relief, almost.
Almost a relief. There's actually, with the whole current situation with the privatization of space travel and Elon Musk going into Mars and Boeing.
That's not his name.
Elron, yes.
Elron. I had to call that. Sorry, Elon Musk.
It's not his name, but it's easier to pronounce than his real pronunciation.
Continue.
He's forming a council to get to Mars, and Boeing.
Is it a secret council?
Yes.
The last
Boeing
homely
CEO
house
is saying that they'll get to Mars first. There have been government mandates for sending a probe to Europa, which is a strong candidate for life in our solar system. They have recently discovered that not only is there water on a lot of the planetary bodies in our solar system, but there's more water existing in frozen form than we have water on our planet. And with water being the key of life, I find it hard to believe that we will not, probably within the next 20 years, identify some form of microbial life on another planet.
Two things. First is that...
I think maybe Brian had a comment.
Oh, so two things. First is that, like, the movie Signs, that's the thing that I didn't like about that movie was that the aliens were destroyed by water. It's like water is everywhere. It's a forming block of life. It might as well be destroyed by carbon or sunlight. Okay. Continue. One more thing.
Who did Signs?
I have no idea.
M. Night Shyamalan.
So what's your point?
Nothing he does. He had one good movie, and that movie was Sixth Sense.
Signs. Oh, sorry.
Everything he's done since then has just been an exercise in ridiculousness. So just take anything with his name on it and just shove it under the door.
I guess that was a slight comparison to being killed by a bottle of Jack Daniels. The other
foolage.
What was the other point that I had?
I don't know. You didn't say yet.
I had a thought which seemed really important a few seconds ago, but less so now. Howard is prepared for everything. He thinks that it could be Russians or aliens or space worms. There's lots of ridiculous beliefs that he holds to. When he hears the sounds above the bunker, would you not agree that he would rush up to that window and look out to see if it were a Russian helicopter or a spaceship? Would he not want a confirmation of his conspiratorial beliefs? Why does he not? Is it like a feature of the movie to keep us, the audience, in the dark, or do you think he does that, but we're not told? The audience is not told.
So I had the question I had was that, like, the timeline. Now, watching it a second time, I really paid attention to timeline, because that's a good question, because I had that same question in my mind. It's like, the way that Howard responds to the situation is that, like, it's commonplace. I've been here for long enough. I've experienced this for a very long period of time. So I can tell you just by what it sounds like that it's not a American, Russian, French helicopter.
That's because he'd been in the Navy. He knew the sound of helicopters.
Yeah. And I've never been in the Navy, so I can't say how specific or obvious it is for one to hear a sound and then attach it to a particular type of spacecraft. But that's when I watched it the second time, I was really that's something I was concerned about, was timeline, because
you would
think that if he heard something outside, he'd want to go and investigate, but because he didn't, my assumption was that he had been there for a very long time and knew that this was nothing of importance.
My theory on that is
totally,
he has been preparing to survive. That's his end goal. He's in the bunker. He's alive. He's got himself a girl to prey on. He's the king. He's happy as a pig in slop. He doesn't care at that point what is actually going on outside of the bunker, because he's isolated himself in his world where he is God. He doesn't want anyone to leave because he has absolute control over the situation. He doesn't care at this point about anything else other than the little universe that he now has control over.
Right. Okay. That's a fair assessment. He's already where he wants to be.